Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Perhaps I should start by talking about colleagues in the chamber here. I've always thought that all of us who stand for Parliament, for elected office, whatever our political traditions and beliefs, we all come here, with almost no exceptions, wanting to do good for the people that we are elected to represent. That doesn't change the fact that I will have fundamental disagreements with colleagues in other parts of the chamber on matters that are important to me. But in a matter like this today, I'm gratified to find that as we reach the conclusions of the Limitation of Childhood Abuse Scotland Bill, we are likely to find ourselves of a single mind. I've no difficulty with the motivation that caused Oliver Mundell to bring his amendment forward today. Indeed, after the amendment fell at stage 2 in committee, I had discussions precisely about how a new amendment might look. At the end of the day, the amendment we got wasn't quite there. But that's only a personal opinion and doesn't matter very much in the big scheme of things. I also want to pay tribute to Joanne Lamont. Like myself, has been here for some considerable time. She has been a tireless campaigner, in fact, on occasion an extremely irritating but proper campaigner for the rights of the disadvantaged in our society. And although we had some pretty robust words today, the motivation behind them was motivation we should utterly respect. So we are one mind in terms of being here to support this particular amendment. The debates we have here and the disagreements we have here will not be understood in any way, shape or form by the people that we are seeking to help. Their attitude is very simple. Could we just get on with it and do something? And I think that's where we've got to. In committee, we heard from people who did suffer childhood abuse. It was moving beyond belief. And I say that as somebody who, I always refer to my history, of course, my GP father, who experienced in his life some examples of childhood abuse that he had to deal with. In particular, he was a GP responsible for pupils in a boarding school, and within that context, there was precisely some examples of this. That was discussed around the dinner table, because it was thought that we as children should understand what goes on, and our views were actually sought by my father. But nothing that was discussed around our dinner table compared with the real stories that we were told as individuals. It didn't quite move me to tears, but there was only one reason for that. I did not want to let down the person who was telling their story by my tears. I felt like crying. I really did, and I know that others were in that same position. So it is a noble and proper thing that we do today, something that has been needing to be done for a very long time. Now, in conclusion, Presiding Officer, let's not imagine that when we put words on a page in our statute book that we've completed the job. That's, of course, not the case. We've got to make sure the resources are in place, and I signed up for that part of the committee report that said that, and I'm confident that will happen. But there are new threats coming over the horizon that we will have to engage with as well. Immediately before this debate, I had an hour's briefing from the Internet Watch Foundation, who are precisely involved in addressing the issue of children abuse on the internet. There are new threats coming. We must remain alert to those and protect future generations from new threats, as well as properly today addressing threats in the past. Presiding Officer.